Well, let it fall, let it fall. Today I don't plan on going outside at all. No, I'm gonna chill.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Crelectors Podcast. My name's Ridge, and this is Rob. Together, we are the Crelectors. This is our Poke Podcast where we discuss Pokemon cards and the hobby. Make sure to follow us and check us out on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at the Crelectors. Like this video and subscribe. Let your friends know who has the best Pokemon podcast around. And we just want to give a special thank you to everybody who has checked out everything we put out so far, commented and liked, and showed a lot of support. We very much appreciate
Helps
it.
us out a lot.
So let's just jump right into the first segment. I choose you. Here we will be comparing topics of Pokemon, whether it's specific Pokemon, whole sets, card types. We have to choose one of the options and explain why we like that choice better than the others. Oh, and also I will be a black box on this episode, just so you guys know. Working on getting better better video
Foodio.
quality.
We need
I was gonna say
brand
footage, and then I was gonna say video, and
That's
I
gonna
put
be
it
an
together.
app. We're gonna make an app that says Foodio.
Sounds pretty good to
All right,
me.
hit him with it.
But
Rich.
yeah. All right. So this week on I Choose You, our options, we're gonna get a little bit goofy on you and discuss the goofy Pokemon that we all love.
I love it.
Our options are Magikarp, the Legend, Psyduck, Slowbro, and Bidoof. All very
Sleeper.
comical.
He's a sleeper.
Which one?
Bidoof.
Who is?
Bidoof's
Because
a
all he
sleeper.
does, he just he is a sleeper. All right, so out of those four, I went with Psyduck. I had to take my guy, mostly just because he's so hilarious in the OG anime. He had such a personality, and all he said was Psyduck. He was hilarious, made me laugh so much at just stupid, goofy things that he would do. And honestly, I think that his evolution is very much unappreciated. Golduck is pretty sick. I liked
Yeah.
him when I was younger. And as far as cards go, he doesn't have many big hitters, but the one that he does have is huge. It's a Psyduck Scream card, and that whole all of those Scream cards are crazy right now. Pikachu, they have a couple other
Eevee,
Psyduck,
Rowlet,
Eevee.
Mimikyu.
Yes, those are
Mimikyu's the
them.
rarest one.
Mimikyu's the rarest one, but
Yep.
I think that what is Pikachu the most crazy?
I think it's
value-wise,
one
I
of
think?
those. It's either Pikachu or Mimikyu. I think Mimikyu is because of the rarity, and Pikachu is because of the popularity.
Yeah, I've appreciated them, and I wish I could pull the trigger on one, but the
Ugh.
price of them has been pretty crazy, so I haven't
Yeah.
really been able to put my money there yet. I would love a Psyduck, Screamar. I think that would be sick, but that would be who I'd go with for my goofy Pokemon.
They actually they make there's a tag team Psyduck and Slowbro, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. That's a pretty solid card too.
That's
That
a
is
sleeper
actually,
card
you're
right
right.
there.
That is a sleeper card.
So I last week I talked about Magikarp. So this week I'm gonna talk about Magikarp again. Magikarp is definitely one of the best goofy Pokemon to ever exist in Pokemon. Goofy, useless, you know, lovable. Everyone loves Magikarp. So one of the best things about Magikarp is it's shiny. Shiny gold, all gold fish. Who doesn't want an all gold fish? You know what I mean? And then he's the most useless Pokemon, but he's also the most useful. Well, one of the most useful in the first gen, because he turns into Gyarados. And then the red Gyarados, boy, oof. And then the most memed Pokemon to ever exist in all of Pokemon, in my opinion. If you go into YouTube and type in Magikarp memes, like there's thousands of them. So I don't know. Magikarp has always been one of my favorites for useful and useless, and he's just funny. Pokemon. All they did was they said, let's make a useless Pokemon turn into one of the most badass Pokemon, and then they threw in Magikarp. He's everywhere. There's millions and millions of Magikarp in the sea, and he just looks funny. He's just splash, nothing, does nothing, but it's just funny. I think. So
He's
yeah,
hilarious.
I go with Magikarp. If you go on YouTube and type in what is it? There's a song about Magikarp someone made, and it's probably the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think that Magikarp is like a penny stock, right? Like he's like the one that just goes crazy that you buy for like 1 penny and it's like useless for so long, and then one day it's just like so valuable out of
Mhm.
nowhere. No one really believed in him.
Oh, and
Yeah,
then his
definitely a
card
great
too.
choice.
Shining Magikarp, right? In
Yes,
Neo,
that
in one of the
that
Neo series, Neo
yeah.
Revelation, maybe.
hmm
He
I
has the
think it's
Shining
Genesis.
Gyarados. Yeah, I always get the Neo sets mixed up. I can never pinpoint which Neo set anything comes from. Um, but yeah, they're secret rares, right? And they're extremely valuable. And then also there's a new Toys R Us Shining Magikarp promo card that I see everywhere now. It's like $25 a card. Everyone loves a gold Magikarp, so yeah, that's what I go
Yeah,
with.
th- nice.
All right, so our second segment of today is a Q&A. If I'm looking over here, I got my phone propped up. Um, so we've been going through a lot of Pokemon content, and we've seen a lot of comments and a lot of questions just out there, and we want to, um, you know, choose one of them and kind of talk about them throughout this podcast. So the one I picked was, do you think sets that have incoming reprints will increase, decrease, or hold over for the next few months, years? And some of the examples are Cosmic Eclipse, Evolutions, Unified Minds, that all have either future reprints or have had recent reprints. So reprints overall, typically the reason why they reprint is to bring down the value of something that they think shouldn't be so high. So a lot of Pokemon product that comes out, sometimes it's just ridiculously high for sort of no reason. Like recently, a lot of these cards are kind of high just because people want them to be. And if one sale goes through, that's 250% above market value. That's the price now. So what they with reprints, more product, more availability. So brings down the cost because there's more product for everyone to get. And then depending on the popularity of the set will dictate how low the prices go and how fast they rise back up. So for example, Hidden Fates ETB came out, and before that they were going for 160, 180 plus, I believe. And when they came out, they drop back down to a little bit above retail because shops have to, they take in account of resale value and then, put up their price. But that even dropped the short-term value of that ETB down, 50% almost, which was their goal. But since Hidden Fates is so desirable, that resale just shot right back up, and then now it's just going up. The promo card is going up. Like, it's ridiculous. It all depends on the set. And then Cosmic Eclipse is coming out soon. So with that, there's a couple chase cards in there that a lot of people want. And, that might bring the price down a bit depending on the size of the reprint. And then I believe that set will just rise back up just because of the Pikachu card and just because of the character cards. So yeah, overall, it's the size of the reprint. It's the set that it's reprinting. So Unified Minds, you didn't see too much of a decrease to a rise in prices just because it's not as desirable. But Hidden Fates down, straight back up. Cosmic Eclipse probably going to go down, straight back up. It all depends on the reprint size and what's in the set that they're actually reprinting.
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you said in that. So another question that we got was how many hours on average do you spend looking slash searching for good deals on cards or boxes? So with that, I mean it varies. It depends. Obviously, we're just regular people and have day-to-day things that we need to get done, whether it's going to the gym, going to work, etc. And then as well as focusing on this Pokemon stuff when you're trying to be in the hobby and fund your hobby without putting too much into it. You have to sell your cards and go through and organize your cards, set up charts if you're doing it right. So after I get all of the things that I need to get done, I then tend to browse online. So I'd say like 2 to 3 hours a day looking or searching for deals on cards, on boxes. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's the fun part. I love it. I wish I could do it more. And on weekends, I tend to do it a little bit more because I don't have work, so I have a little more time in the day to dedicate to looking to find a good sale or a product that I think is going to go up soon, and especially one that is in good condition. That does add up and take a lot of time when you're going through and looking at cards because people put different types of pictures on at different angles, so you don't want to go buying a bunch of 40 to or 20 to $40 cards with the plan to flip them to get them graded to cash in and then receive it, and it's like barely a PSA 8 looking once you get it. So you really want to, if you're doing it right, take your time and look over the photos of the listing and ask questions, maybe ask the buyer to send you some pictures. So the time does add up, but that would be my answer, about 2 to 3 hours a day.
Yep. And I guess that all depends on what else you do, and on top of that, like what your budget is and all these other factors that go into, how much you want to spend each week and all these things. But I like for casual and for someone that's trying to grow something slowly and long term, 2 to 3 hours a day, just researching prices on eBay, watching YouTube with other collectors and seeing what they're talking about, and just talking to and networking with local people too is just it's going to benefit you long term. So the next one is another bonus Q&A. We're going to talk about the special delivery Pikachu and promo cards like the stained glass birds from the ETB Hidden Fates, and why they're going up in value, why they're skyrocketing, why one day you wake up and special delivery Pikachu is getting sold for $250. I woke up, I think it was like 2 days ago, on Facebook. I saw people posting it for $250, special delivery. And I get it's super, super hard to get now because it's very limited. And I believe I went on the TCG Player. It said market price $80, listing median price $500 or something crazy. So for everyone out there that's listening, if you don't know TCG Player, on TCG Player it's pretty much it's a market for Pokemon cards and other cards, and it says the market price and then it says the listed price. Listed price is what anyone is listing the card at. Market price is the value that TCG is valuing that card at. So yeah, it was just crazy to see those cards go up in value. Ridge, do you want to talk about maybe why this is going up in value so fast?
Yeah, I mean, I think a couple of reasons why. I mean, Pokemon in general, everything it seems like you can't miss right now, which is a little bit scary.
Yeah.
There's just so many people in the hobby right now that there's such high demand and there's low supply. So when you do have these unique different cards that have stories behind them, like the fact that the legendary birds art is stained glass. We didn't get to see too much of that art, and I think everybody liked that. So that makes that special. The Pikachu promo you could only get by buying a certain amount of money at a certain amount of time from the Pokemon Center. So the chance for that to happen is gone. And for the birds, just to get your hands on that unique art, you have to pay $120 to get the ETB box if you want to get that card. So people that have those cards raw know everything that I just stated, and they're basically just saying, listen, I know how high the demand is for this, and I know how low the supply is, so for that reason I can charge essentially what I want to charge. It's unfortunate because you want to see a lot of people add these cards to their collection, but it's also part of the hobby. So if you're in the hobby and you're getting used to it, sometimes you have to say no to certain cards because you missed out on an opportunity. And sometimes you're such a big fan and collector that you're gonna go out and pay the premium. That's individual decisions that you have to make, but you can avoid them by being on top of everything and checking the Pokemon Center frequently, and then you won't miss out on a delivery Pikachu, or knowing that Hidden Fates is having a reprint and keeping your eyes on it and waiting for the ETB to come down to get that for the cheapest. So that's what I would say for
Yeah.
that.
It's just the only thing that bothers me is that it's people are taking the listed prices of these cards and thinking that's how much they're worth. And then it's just a snowball effect from there on out, because there are a lot of new investors, collectors, and people that just want to flip, and they see that price and they're like, okay, it's going for this price, I'm just going to sell it at this price and not research anymore. Which, yeah, you can make a few bucks, but overall, like, if you want to keep selling and keep collecting and want to network with a lot of, real collectors and investors and people who do this, day in and day out, it's, flipping for that amount right away, even though the market price hasn't really changed too much. It's just they call it price gouging, but it's just, it's hard, man. It's a lot of people are just making prices up, and then other people are following because they don't research enough. And then people like us and people like the collectors and everything, we just kind of have to deal with the prices. If you want that card now, you have to pay $200, or you just have to find someone that will sell it for actual market value. Because it's not super hard to get. It is, you can't get it anymore, but there was a lot that they gave out. It's just now, people are just taking advantage of it. So it's tough. Also, shout out to Pokedrac, Pokedrac. I'm gonna post him on the video. I talked to him on Instagram. He had this question, and I told him I'd talk about it and shout him out on the podcast. So
Shout out Pokedrac. Thank you very much for that question. Hopefully we were able to help you out with an answer, and definitely hopefully you checked out this video and leave your opinion in the comment, and maybe we could continue the conversation. But for now, we're gonna move on. This is our final segment today. It's just some Pokemon news, and man, did we have a bunch of it this week. I felt like every single day I was waking up and texting Rob like, another one, like this, go look at this. Hey, text me, I'll be at work, and he's like, did you see this? I'm like, no, I didn't, I gotta check it out. It was awesome. That's what you gotta love about Pokemon, and man, we have a lot to talk about here. So let's just start off with one of the first things I saw, and bear with us, guys. We're getting into this flow. We're getting into this process. So we're recording things that are going to be shown on our YouTube page a little later. So our takes may be a little late, but they should still be moderately relevant. So the Venusaur and Blastoise VMAX boxes were revealed, and they look sick in my opinion. This is going to be a product for battle styles, I believe. Right, Rob?
yeah, yep, battle styles.
And I thought that they looked really cool, different, right in your face, cool art, colorful, and they're featuring two of the most famous Pokemon, Venusaur and Blastoise, even though Venusaur never gets any love. I'm a big Venusaur fan. I think Venusaur is super underestimated, undervalued, and I just really like Venusaur because I like the whole evolution chain. Bulbasaur was really fun to play in the games with, and I know that I'll be getting one of these for sure. I think I want to get one of each. The downside is that the set that it is representing doesn't seem to be too hot in my opinion from what I've seen. that also came out recently. Basically, the card list of everything, and we looked it over, and we were sending a couple back and forth. Um, there's like a Corviknight that looks really cool. It's a VMAX, and but outside of that, there's no big Charizard, there's no big Pikachu, so and they can't keep doing this over and over. We have been spoiled recently, so I understand that. But my last take on just that product would just be it seems like it could be the high point as far as the products for battle styles. So I do predict that those boxes will be heavily sought after because the set doesn't have like a lot to offer and a lot of regular pull cards. Um, you want me to continue or you want to just hop in here?
I'll hop in and then you can jump in after, just because I know you have a little bit more to talk about. I'm
All
gonna
right.
be a little bit more quicker just because I'm not talking about too much. But so like Ridge said, ton of news. We kind of expected this beginning of the year, 25th anniversary. A lot of stuff is gonna happen in Pokemon this year. They're gonna feed off the hype. They're gonna give us collectors and investors and all these people what we want this year. Maybe not the amount of product that we want, but they'll give certain sets and stuff out. I think they're gonna reprint or give out a lot of vintage stuff this year after all this stuff. So 25th anniversary, they're doing, which is kind of weird, but I kind of like it. It's different. They're doing jumbo cards, and they're doing jumbo cards with all the starters from their original prints on those cards. So Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle. Then they're doing every other starter from every other generation. They're going to be jumbo cards. They're going to be in their own booster packs, which are huge. So what does that say? Jumbo cards might, once these come out, people are gonna start wanting to collect more jumbo cards. So they see these cards, they're like, oh, we're gonna collect these, and then I have another jumbo card that looks sick. I want to put that in the collection. So this might spark people to collect these bigger cards. And what I just found out, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe 3 starters starting from I think Gen 7 or Gen 5 are gonna release every other month, I think, right? Something like that.
Yeah, that's what I heard is that
They're not releasing all at once.
no
Okay.
throughout the year of 2021, starting I want to say April,
Yeah,
but that might
I
be
think I
off.
think you're close. I think it's
And
around
then
there.
every month they're gonna drop a new set of the starters for those jumbo cards. I believe that's from what I've heard.
Yeah. And I think they're starting at Gen 7 or Gen 5 and then working their way up to Gen 1 in October, I believe, is the last month. My dates might be wrong, but that's how they're doing it. They're releasing it monthly or every other month. And then my last thing on this was every collector, every Pokemon enthusiast that is over the age of, I want to say 20, has played this game, and it's Pokemon Snap. Pokemon Snap from Nintendo 64 literally culminates my Pokemon, love. I played that game so many times. Pokemon Snap was the pinnacle of Nintendo 64 and what probably started my love for gaming on top of it. They're releasing it this year, April 30th, 7 days after my birthday. I might have to get a Switch to play this game. It's it's not a remake. It's Pokemon Snap, but it's in the newer region, I believe. I forget what region it is. I forget the name of the region. But it's all newer Pokemon. I'm sure they're going to throw in OG Pokemon and everything else in between. But this game, guarantee you, will get even more people to come back into Pokemon cards. They're going to play this game. They're going to see all the hype again. And they're going to get even more people roped in to this addiction and collecting and investing into Pokemon cards. So I can't wait for that. So
I like vaguely remember Pokemon Snap being awesome and loving to play it, but I can't for the life of me like remember what the point of the game was. Like I remember like oh like you had to like walk around and like find Pokemon doing things and you just like took a picture of them. And like is that the game? Am I
You're actually
remembering
on
that
like a
right?
mine cart, and you're going through the levels, and you have to take pictures of the Pokemon as you go through the level. So there are some levels where you have to take a picture of Pokemon, throw a Pokeball at one Pokemon. That Pokemon runs and hits the other Pokemon, which triggers an event that like spurts out like a Dragonite or something. So you really have to. I'm sure they're going to be a lot more elaborate in this Pokemon Snap than the other one because obviously that was like 20 something years ago. Um, they have better technology. So
Yeah.
in one level of the original Pokemon Snap, there was a whirlpool, and if you threw a Pokeball or a ball or a rock into that whirlpool, a Dragonite would come out. So that's how you would get the Dragonite picture. Um,
Oh,
so yeah, you go
okay.
through
So
levels.
yeah, as you were explaining that, it was like all coming back to me. I swear to God, I was like, "Oh, I remember
Yeah,
now."
yeah.
Yeah, that game was so much fun. For whatever reason, like it's such a simple
Oh,
concept.
it's
It was so
ahead of
fun.
its
I
time,
love
dude.
that game. Oh my God, I can't wait. I already got a Switch, so I'm definitely getting that game. That's
Yeah.
sick. Just to add on quick before I hit the last thing I wanted to cover, they went crazy with the 25th anniversary. I think you're right. I think that the jumbo card take is something that I also thought about, but I'm not sure about. That's going to
Yeah.
be something to be interesting because it's like completely different. Like they are really big. Oh no. Oh, don't look.
You're good. I was blocking.
All right. Uh, but they're just completely different, but we looked into it and they can get graded.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. Like it could open up some sort of, playing field with collecting jumbo cards. Now am I advising everybody goes and buys a bunch of jumbo cards now? Only do it if you love them. That's what I'd say. Also, the 25th anniversary, they created their own website. So there's a website dedicated to the 25th anniversary, and I'm assuming that anything related to that will be dropped on there. So that should be added into your web browser with the bookmark, and you should be checking on that daily. It's pretty, um, nothing exciting really on it yet. They're also doing collab with Katy Perry to create, I think, just like a little album for the 25th anniversary, which is just pretty interesting. And the last thing I wanted to touch on was the new
Oof.
Bear Walker skateboards.
Oh boy.
Uh, it's only one this time. So in the past, they've dropped like a couple. Like the last wave of them, they had Toxtricity, Rayquaza, Togepi, Umbreon, a Mew. Really cool arts on these skateboards. They're handcrafted, like top of the line, really good quality. And then before that wave, they had a wave of Pikachu, Charizard, Mewtwo, Gyarados, and Gengar. That was the first wave of them. So this one that they just released, I think they released it like Monday or Tuesday early this week. It's another Pikachu one with a little bit different art. The skateboard has like a bunch of Pokeballs on it. Pikachu looks really cool on it. Personally, if I'm being honest, I appreciate the original Pikachu one better, but this one's still really cool. They tend to in the past have retailed for $250, but in the past they just released them all on the Pokemon website, so it was like free game. This one they're doing pre-orders for, so that's super interesting. So go check out the Pokemon Center. Get ready for that pre-order if you are interested in that, because not that I would advise doing this, but they go up a lot in price
Yeah,
after
they
they
do.
sell out. They're like, I want to say 2 to 3 grand sometimes for
Yep.
like the like original old one. So I mean, if you're into that flip game, personally, I feel like if I get my hands on one, I'll probably just use it as a decorative piece, like put it up on a wall or something. It's really cool. Um, so yeah, I think that that covers the majority of the news as quick as possible this week that I wanted to really touch on. It was a busy week, a lot to look forward to. Uh, Anything else, Rob?
All I know is I'm gonna really try to get one of those boards. I don't skateboard. I don't know how to skateboard, but I'm putting that shit on my wall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
That
Same.
looks
I
sick.
used to I like tried when I was young for like 2 days, like tried Ollie and wasn't about it.
And you're right, they are reselling for a lot, but I would probably keep mine and use it as a decorative piece as well.
Yeah, it's such a cool piece to like talk about if we can ever like have people over our places again. But I mean, you can throw it back in the backdrop because your video actually works unlike mine.
I just love pieces like that are like handcrafted and just look
Yeah, it
amazing.
looks so good. He does such a great job. So
Hmm.
I would definitely say go check that out on the Pokemon Center. It's worth it.
Yep.
All right, and I think that that's gonna do it for today. Thanks again, everybody. Just one more time, it would really help us out if you like this video. Subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We're trying to put out as much content as possible. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comments. Feel free to DM us, reach out to us. We're trying to build a tight-knit little community here, and everybody is welcome. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and you guys have a great day. Peace.